Let's begin. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We will be playing the Vaesen RPG by Free League. We are in no way associated with them, but man, I am a fan. I'd like to thank 321 Productions, our affiliates, for joining us today. And without further ado, I'd like to just jump right into it. So today, you are welcome to join us in an alternative 19th century Scandinavia, a land of political turmoil and vengeful monsters who are invisible to all but a select few called Thursday's Children. An old nursery rhyme's name for those who have experienced events so traumatic and life-changing they were given the sight. Today, you will be following 4 of these cursed individuals whose destinies have, through circumstance and the willful push of higher powers, intersected at the city of Uppsala. Kassan, the retired officer who left the 3 Years' War early with a bullet to his leg, who is now haunted by nightmares of his best friend who died next to him. August October, the successful writer of pulp adventures fighting ancient monsters, who recently returned to Uppsala from an exhausting, terrifying investigation of unknown origin. Floki, the hunter who wishes only to live a peaceful life of solitude in the forest, yet feels obligated and utterly compelled to follow the commands of an unknown voice in his head. And finally, Ulkira, the girl with a mysterious past who escaped the horrors of a 19th century mental asylum with the help of Linnea Elphaclint, an old woman who was part of the Society of Thursday's Children back in the day. These lives intersected at a castle near the middle of Uppsala just on the river, known as Eulenkreuz, and they were greeted at the gate by a thick-mustached, bald man in a butler's attire, introduced as Algo Frisk, who says to them only, "Welcome home," and beckons them inside. The Thursday's Children, nervous, yet bold and curious in the face of the unknown, follow him inside, which is where we begin tonight's mystery. The front yard, as you pass through it, is an overgrown mess, a complete jungle of weeds and grass all the way up to the stone gate that surrounds the castle. He opens one of the large, ornate double doors and ushers you inside. As you go inside, he grabs a small lit candle from a small table by the door and leads you down a wide stone hallway with braziers lit on either side. You enter into a large foyer, splitting it to several halls and leading to a grand stairwell in the middle, which at the top on the wall has a single long dark green tapestry with a golden snake eating itself. As Algo leads you in, he says, "I apologize for the state the castle is in. I was given no indication of when you'd be arriving, so I worked as fast as I could. You'll find most of the doors in the castle are still nailed or boarded shut. It's taken myself several days, but I have managed to free up and clean several rooms. You'll find the library and dining hall are fit for use, and the kitchen is mostly bare until I've gotten groceries, but it is functional. I've also taken the liberty of preparing your personal quarters, which are just immediately down that hallway," and he points down the nearest hallway to your left. "I shall go and prepare things and run errands. I'm afraid I will not be back until tomorrow. Do you have any questions for me?"
How much is the fee to stay here?
"Oh, there is no fee for staying in your own castle, good sir."
Of course.
I was never told anything about having a castle.
Yes, you'll find that there are a great many things you'll be discovering in your stay here. Unfortunately, I am not at liberty or in possession of all the information that you might be desiring. You are, of course, free to leave. You're free to do as you see fit. This is your castle.
Is there a key?
Yes, absolutely. I left it just on the table in the dining hall. You should find one for each of you.
The golden serpent we passed on the tapestry, what does it mean?
That is the Ouroboros. It is the symbol of the society. Nobody knows quite why that was chosen for its origin, but It has been the sigil of this society for several centuries.
Thank you.
I'm still just like looking around, very much amazed and in awe of the place. So probably would not have any questions.
I head to my room.
I shall take my leave. Enjoy your evening. And once again, welcome home. And he turns in a... he actually doesn't go straight to the front hall door, but he leaves off in one of the hallways, leaving you alone in the room. August, you said you go straight to explore your room? Check out the new digs, if you will? Alright, one moment. Alright, August, you enter your room, and a large, half-empty bookshelf lines the entirety of one of your walls. The half that is filled with empty parchment, paper, book covers, inkwells, quills, even pens, which, chronologically, it doesn't matter if they were invented or not. This is alternate fantasy Scandinavia. Sitting next to the bookshelf is a beautiful, ornate mahogany writing desk with intricate leaf designs and beasts etched into it.
Mahogany, you say?
Just a few feet away from it, against another wall, is a 4-poster canopy bed.
I grab paper and a quill and day one start writing.
Wonderful. There were some things I wanted to note. So, last adventure wasn't really a full adventure per se, but I still gave you guys some. At the end of the adventure, you're awarded development points, and I still gave you guys some, and I took the liberty of deciding a few for you. So, one of them are the Annals of the Society. So, August, your notebook at the end of each session, you can record the party's experiences, which will grant each player 1 additional experience point. And I'll show you what to do with those later. So August begins immediately, writing furiously at his desk. What's everyone else doing?
First, he's just kind of standing there, taking everything in. Almost very similar to Ulkira.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So, we own a castle.
Apparently. Do you feel as uncomfortable and out of place as I do?
Uncomfortable, I wouldn't say so yet. Out of place is quite accurate.
I'm just straight off down the hallway at this point, just still looking around.
All right, Okira's just exploring the hallways. All right, so Okira, as Algo had informed you, most of the doors that you find along this hallway, they're nailed shut, as in intentionally, deliberately nailed so that they could not be entered again. And you can see how this could take a while to clear out most of these rooms. But for the most part, you're just greeted with empty, cold floors. And mind you, it is brisk outside. The castle isn't freezing like you'd expect it might be, but the further you get into it, the deeper you get, the colder it feels against your feet. And at one point, you do come across. You look to your. Sorry, one of the doors you come across is just an open doorway. There's no actual door to it, just a door frame, rather. And peering inside, you see, what do you see? You see something, surely. Let's see.
Do make it a habit to see things.
It's ideal. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you look through this room, and just coming in, you are greeted with, you can see it just fine because there's enormous grand windows against the wall just letting light pour in. You have entered what is clearly a library, an enormous library. It is a bookworm fantasy with every 30-foot high wall coated with massive shelves packed to the brim with books. And you see multiple racks and cubbies full of rolled up scrolls and parchments, and scattered throughout are desks and chairs and candles seated among them. And at the very top of the entire room is an enormous, beautiful glass chandelier that is lit.
I go in and go straight to the scrolls. They seem very interesting.
All right. What's everyone else doing in the meantime? Are you guys still standing in the foyer?
I was actually about to make my way to the library.
All right. Wonderful.
I was going to make my way to my room.
All right. So, while Kassan starts heading down the library, down the way that, everyone has gone so far, Floki, you head down the hallway towards your room, and you don't know what he's talking about at first. He said immediately down the hall, but yours isn't immediate. You travel down a few, and you see August in one. You just see his back as he's furiously writing at a desk.
Smoke.
You you see two
Pencil
other rooms
dust.
that are clearly not even clearly. You just get the vibe. You look in the room and you're like, "There's no way this is mine."
Right.
And you keep walking, and there's a few more rooms that are just nailed shut, and you start to feel almost a little bamboozled. But finally, you get to a wooden door frame at the very end. This door doesn't match the rest of them necessarily. It looks a lot more, maybe intentionally rustic. And let me see. As you walk in, you see that the building, it's a separate building almost that's been attached to the castle. It's made entirely of wooden walls. It's not tacky. It's actually really warm and homey. It has a stone fireplace against one wall, a simple bed with furs and wool thrown over it, and a small oven in the corner. The several windows you have are kind of hard to see out because they're coated in vines and weeds, but you can tell just looking outside that yours is attached directly to the back garden.
Well, they're certainly trying to make me feel at home.
All right.
Just going to walk in and kind of enjoy it for a minute, I guess.
All right. I will say, as you're in the room and, you're just checking it out, giving it a good glance, you do see out one of the windows, you see something clearly shuffling in the brush, which for a seasoned hunter like yourself isn't necessarily cause for alarm. But the size of whatever this thing is, it's smaller than a dog, but it's certainly larger than a raccoon or something.
I'm going to go to the window and see if I can get a closer look.
All right. As you do, you see that the thing that was moving in the brush stops. And then nothing. Just silence. It just stops moving completely as it sees you approach. Whatever it was. So back at the library, Ulkira, you're just running your hands over these scrolls and this parchment, pulling some out. Kassan shows up behind you. Kassan, you as well. Even though you're more used to society, this library is still breathtaking. It's still something to be blatantly in awe of. It is the largest collection of books outside of Uppsala's own personal library.
Yeah, he definitely just takes a minute kind of standing. Basically, that first moment whenever you see a monument or this, like the Grand Canyon or something, the first moment is just a...
Ulkira, one of the scrolls you grab, one of them catches your attention in particular because it's larger than all the others, like longer, a much thicker roll. And yeah, you pull out this enormous scroll and just tucking up the by the way, did we decide last session, is your character able to read? Can you read? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Can read.
Scrawled at the head of the scroll is written, "Charter for the Societies for Studies of the Invisibles and Protection of Mankind. or the society.
I would take it over to a desk and light a candle, probably,
Okay.
unless they're already lit, and just start kind of pouring over it.
They are already lit. It seems that Algo predicted that you would be, someone would be interested in this, this massive collection of knowledge. So you go over to the desk, Kassan. You see her hurry over, and you see like this giant scroll just half dragging behind her. You spread it out on the table, and then you could see just fine between the candlelight and the windows. At the top, it states, "Let all who seek to join the Society for Studies of the Invisibles and Protection of Mankind do so upon agreement to recite and live by the creed as follows." And you see the creed written out in format. Would you like to read it?
Yes.
All right. It says, "I solemnly swear not to be corrupted, bloodied, or weakened by the spawn of the underworld. I swear not to let my mind be muddled. Clear of eye, keen of thought, pure of deed, I swear to put the Society before my own ambitions and emotions. My life for my comrades. I pledge my life to you, holy Artemis, for the battle against Vaesen and the protection of mankind." And what follows is an endless list of signatures in different handwriting with dates alongside them. Looking at just the last few names, they say Theodore Iverson, missing, presumed dead. Linnea Elphaclint, missing, presumed dead. Kelva Liliecci, missing, hiding like the snake she is.
Sorry, can you say again what Linnea's? I'm sorry, my cat is being ridiculous. Can you say again what Linnea said?
Linnea's said missing, presumed dead.
I probably would keep looking at the rest of the names and seeing if anything else looks familiar to me.
As you go through the names, there are none necessarily that strike you as familiar. No. Those are, for the most part, it just seems like all of the former members of the Society either died, went missing, or just left, never to be heard from again. Because all of the signatures that are crossed out, almost all of them say missing or killed by.
Ooh, does it say what they're killed by?
Yes. Some of them say quite specifically how they were killed. Some of them say mauled by werecat. One says lured into swamp. And then next to it, will-o'-the-wisps? ? And all of them read off like that. Like it all seems like the ones that don't say missing, they seemed like they face some kind of Greek tragedy or some mythical death.
Okay, I get a piece of paper near me, parchment, if you will, and a pen, since those are invented, and I write down all the ways that people have died that I don't recognize to do research on them.
Excellent. All right. All right. So what's everyone else up to? Any more exploring, or are we all just content chilling in our rooms?
Kassan's probably gonna first of all peer over her shoulder at that and just kind of mainly just at the giant scroll. Kind of take a second to read it and then move on. He's gonna try to find anything about the history of the castle he can find.
All right. In the library?
In the library, yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a... What would that be? Learning logic.
Right. So my compass, I believe, gives me +1 to learning. Is that correct?
Is that the case?
I have it down. I'm not exactly sure how equipment works in this game.
That's perfectly fine. Let me see. Compass. Ah, that's a melee weapon. No. It depends. Can you explain how the compass? Ah, use learning to find the way. I don't.
Okay, got it.
I don't think a compass would necessarily help you in your research.
Absolutely not. Yeah, no. Yeah.
You are facing east.
Got it. Now I know which book to choose. All right, so rolling my lowest stats. I got a success! Oh my god!
All right, good start to the game. All right, so for the history of the castle, so looking through the books, you find it's really hard because the castle itself doesn't have much written on it. It almost seems like an intentionally obscured fact, this castle's existence at all. Let me see. History of the castle. You know that since it has been, the castle has been, you find more about, from personal journals, about the society in general. The society was founded centuries ago, and at one point, it was multinational. It was all over the world. People had different societies. And you can see that not all of them agreed on their approach towards the Vaesen. Particularly in the society in Uppsala, there seemed to be a schism between two lines of thinking. One group wanted to slay the Vaesen. They saw them exclusively as monsters that needed to be dealt with. The other side wanted to study them and try to see what we could learn about them and what kind of traditions could still be honored to make peace with them. You can also tell that over time, Vaesen have only become more aggressive, and this is just the stuff you piece together from all these works.
That kind of stresses him out a little bit, and so I think he's gonna head to his room now, just kind of almost head in his hands, just rubbing his forehead.
You set one of the books you were reading, you set it back on the shelf. Meanwhile, Ulkira is still bent over the scroll, just copying names. And as you turn around to leave the room, you hear a flop on the ground behind you. And when you turn, the book is on the ground.
The one I just put up?
Yeah, you seem to have not put it securely on the bookshelf. Ulkira, you hear it as well. You turn and you see that Kassan apparently just threw a book on the floor.
I also probably didn't even notice Kassan was in the room yet, but I imagine I noticed Kassan and I noticed the book and I jump. And I say, "What are you doing in here?"
I'm seeing what I can learn about the castle.
What is that? What is that book?
One I was just reading. I put it back and it didn't seem to want to stay. He says, reaching his hand in the slot that it was just in.
Put it back on the floor?
He's reaching. Is it like slanted or anything?
Nah, the book slides in just fine, as a matter of fact.
Well, I think on that shelf it'll do much better. And then I just turn back to my scroll.
Without a word, he leaves.
And as you turn to leave, you hear a flop behind you.
I turn back around.
I just look her dead in the eye. You saw me put it on there, correct?
I imagined I had.
I did too! Is the book on the ground again?
So I just walk over to the book and pick it up.
All right, and as you go to reach for it, Kassan, I'd like you to make a vigilance check.
Oh, crap. It's going to go fine. Don't worry about it. It's great. Everything's fine. We're going to...
Like that.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right.
These are my 2 lowest stats.
All right. So Ulkira goes to reach for the book, and as soon as she does, it's as if somebody came up from her right and just punted the book at Kassan, and it goes flying past your head and goes just smashing into the bookshelf behind you. I'd like both of you to make a fear roll. And the way that works, you can choose to use either logic or empathy.
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 Because frankly, seeing a book randomly go flying across the room, that's That's startling, to say the least.
1 success.
Is that
Beautiful.
just empathy?
You're on a
Is
roll, dude.
empathy with something else, or is that
Just empathy or just logic?
0 successes?
All right, so you have the choice to either flee, freeze in fear, faint, or attack someone blindly.
Can I use my talent at all during this moment?
What's your talent do?
It's medium. I'm not sure exactly what.
Let's
If
see.
it applies here, but it might.
All right, medium. Note to self for future. We should write that down. Talents, and medium. I'm flipping through this so fast. You can use observation to perform seances where you predict people's futures and contact the dead.
Okay, so it doesn't apply here. Got it.
Probably not so much.
I was just curious. We hadn't talked through that one yet.
So, how do you react? Flee, freeze, faint, or attack?
I'm gonna freeze.
Oh, thank God. I was positive you were about to...
Alright, so Ulkira becomes completely immobile. Like, Kassan looks back at her like in a did you see that kind of way, but she's not even looking at him. She's staring at the ground where the book just flew from in front of her fingers.
He's just going to go over and first put a hand on her shoulder and just, you okay?
I'm gonna immediately shirk away from that and just still freeze. Just get away from him very quickly.
As perceived. And then I'm going to go try to get that book.
You pick up the book. And you know, on the cover it's called Froggen. I'm gonna butcher this. Sorry to any
Butcher
European
away.
viewers. Froggen Antworten by Max Brugger.
What is in that book?
I couldn't tell that was not how you say it.
He's
Thank
going to
you.
open the book again and just see if he could find anything else.
The book seems to be written in a.
Oh, so this is not one of the books I read.
No, it was. It was one of the books
Oh,
I
okay,
checked out.
okay.
It's just you hadn't completely looked through it. It was just kind of for cross references between a few things mentioned.
Got it.
This book is written in red ink on black paper, and just from you had browsed through it, and the book was strange. It was the questions in the book are said. The questions posed in the book left you feeling strange. This is a book you just quickly snapped shut.
Mhm.
For the most part, you're like, nothing here. It just left you with an unsettled feeling. But other than that, didn't seem of note. All of these books seem like red ink on black paper. That is fascinating, but frankly, half of these books in here look that kind of weird.
Look that kind of culty.
Yeah, half these books look occult or stolen or.
I'm gonna say I walk over to where he is holding the book open and like look into it.
The book just seems to be a philosophical text.
Yeah, he's gonna sit down at one of the desks and start really like paying attention and
Pouring
reading
into
through.
it.
Yeah, because it's like something's up here.
Well, when he sits down, I just ask him, "What does it say? What is it? Why is it flying across rooms?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right.
Is it the book or is it something in the room?"
Again, what I'm trying to figure out. Stay close.
I just go
For
back
both
to
our
my
sakes. Okay.
All right. So you get to studying this book. August, are you still just a writing?
I want to go into who's the room's nearest to me.
The room next to you would probably be Kassan's.
I want to walk. I just want to walk in. I had to ask you a question, and I want to start looking at his stuff.
All right.
I'm just taking a look at the room. Really, just
A set of mounted crossed sabers rest above the enormous wall-length window of this room. They even look like they've been polished recently. The walls are painted red. They have like some sort of wallpapering on it.
Mhm.
It has a large decorative chest at the foot of the enormous bed, and when you go to open it, it just has a sleeping gown, extra sheets, a pillow. However, you do find resting on the desk, you do see something that is interesting. I don't know what it is. Hold on.
Neither do I.
It's so interesting though. You're gonna be real interested when you see it. You see, resting on the writing desk, it's not as grand or ornate as yours.
Of course. Not mahogany.
You just see a pair of black, round-framed glasses, some spectacles.
I just picked them up and
Looking at them, they're multiple decades old and have a name scratched on the inside. Theodore I.
okay. With that said, I walk to the next room.
All right. I will say.
Hey, I came to talk to you.
All right, so you walk into the next room, and it is much darker than the other one. It still has windows pouring light in. By darker, I don't mean in terms of light, in terms of decor. It's a lot more bleak, almost, a lot more calming.
Is it brooding kind of, or just?
I wouldn't say brooding so much as secluded. It's meant to, it gives a vibe of aloneness.
This must be the hunter's room.
It's a rounded room with cobblestone walls and no wallpapering of any kind, and multiple tapestries adorned about the room depicting strange symbols or men attacking dragons with spears, that kind of stereotypical thing. In the corner, in the corner of the round room, against one of the walls of the room, the wall of the room, shut up, is a table with a single lit candle on it and a curved bookshelf that lines about 8 meters of part of the room.
Do I have a match of any kind? Or is there one in the room?
There's an abundance of every. I'll go prepared. There's a candle lit in just about every room.
Okay. So, okay. Wait, so we said there was an unlit candle on the table or just a single candle?
It was actually, did I specify?
If it doesn't
lit.
matter,
I'm saying it's lit. It's candle now.
Okay.
It was lit the whole time.
Okay. All right. Scanning. There's nothing nothing too interesting of note. I confidently go to the final room. Oh, that's a little far.
You walk in and you see this lovely wooden cabin-like room, and you see Loki.
Hey, I came to talk to you.
Loki. Floki's head, he has his hands perched on the window as he seems to be staring at something outside. And Floki, you jump a bit as you hear August's voice boom behind you in the doorway.
Sorry, you startled me.
I didn't mean to. I got turned around.
You're fine. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, because I came here to talk to you.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the restroom?
Can't say that I have, but when I find it, I will let you know.
You're a good man. Yes,
I do my best.
Cool.
Oh, I got called out. What do I do?
So I walk away.
Panic mode engaged.
All right. So August, you leave.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Floki, as you're left alone after that riveting interaction, it's only at the corner of your eye that you notice the bushes rustling again from the same spot. They seem to be slinking away from you now.
I'm way too focused on these bushes. I want to try to nonchalantly, just kind of slowly make my kind of looking over to see if I can get a better look at it while it's moving, if I don't move too fast.
All right. Go ahead and give me a vigilance.
All right. Get in there. One success.
One success. All right. So, all right. So, looking out at this backyard that's just rampantly overgrown with weeds and vines. Let me see. You see just above the bushes a set of curly black hair and two goat horns peeking up. And you can swear you hear through the glass a faint giggling.
Like, is the can I open the window? Is it able to be opened, or is it just a permanent fixture? Okay. Then I want to go over and open the window. I see you.
And you hear a voice from the grass. No, you don't. I mean...
Nice try. Why did you follow me?
Oh, and he pops up his head from the bushes. He's got like a leaf in his hair. He's got like a caterpillar.
It's the little kid again.
It is the same little half human, half goat from the forest. He says, hi.
Hello.
I just wanted to say hi. Oh, also, my mom wanted me to ask you something. What's going on? What is this place? She thinks you guys are gonna hunt Vaesen, and she says that's bad because we're Vaesen. Is that true? Not the second part, the first part. I already know that we're Vaesen.
Sorry. I'm still trying to figure out kind of what all's going on here. I have heard something about Vaesen. I don't know if we're hunting them or not, but apparently this is my new home.
Oh, I don't think Mommy would like... Sorry. I don't think my mom... And he puffs up his voice, and like, it's not a little kid's voice. It sounds like a grown man. My mother wouldn't like if you did that. She says you have to come to the forest and talk, and if you don't, she'll be mad. She said you might run away forever if you stay from the forest too long. And Mom said if you don't come, I have to try and make you. But, I don't know how to do that without hurting you.
I will make sure to come visit and talk.
Oh, she wants you now.
Right now?
You can attempt to roll something if you want to try to sway him away.
Sure. Yeah. I want to try to sway him.
All right, that'll be a manipulate or inspiration. What do you say to try to get him gone?
I'm gonna say, well, I haven't eaten all day. Let me eat real quick, and then I'll meet you in the forest. How about that?
Go ahead and make a roll.
I'll even bring you some. Hey, one success.
All right, success. He says, I don't know. My mom said that... Oh, I know. I can tell you what my mom wanted to say.
That might work.
She wanted to tell you, that Vaesen are getting angry and they're making the forest scary. And she thinks it's because of one of your friends in the castle. She doesn't know what one, though. She says we gotta kill them all to be safe.
Huh. I will definitely keep that in mind, and I will start looking into that.
Okay, good. All right,
All right.
bye. And he
Bye.
turns, and then he stops, and he turns back and looks at you, and he says, "Are you really gonna stay here forever? Because I can't get inside."
Well, I don't know about forever, but until I can figure out what's going on, I'll stay here for a little while.
All right, I'll come to the backyard and say hi to you sometimes.
Okay.
I can't go inside though, so you have to come out to the backyard, and if you don't, I'm gonna put a snake in your window.
Well, I don't want a snake in my window, so I will come out to the backyard and say hi.
Okay. Ooh, and in front of you, he turns into a snake and just slithers away. All right.
So what are the mechanics for adopting Vaesen?
Well, first you got to go
That's
to the
adorable.
adoption agency, the Society's adoption agency, but that's going to cost you upgrade points to found.
What if we want one that doesn't believe in murder?
It's
Yeah,
a Vaesen. They all
Good
believe
luck.
in
What about
murder.
just the frog?
Okay, the frog is acceptable. Frog's acceptable.
Then you might want to take your chances with a human child, but that's still really hit or miss.
I'd
Yeah,
rather have a Vaesen.
All right. Now then. Yeah, you guys in the library poring over this book. It's kind of a source of go ahead and roll one of you roll an investigation check, and you get an extra die because you have someone there helping you with it.
Do you have a? I don't know how. Do you want to do it or me, Adam?
My investigation is 3, not including the extra die.
Mine is 2, so I think either of us are. Do you feel lucky, or you
I'm feeling lucky. I'm
You
feeling
have more
lucky.
successes than I have, so you do
Oh, there
it.
goes that D6.
Oh, can I ask a quick question, Adam? Or
Absolutely.
Edwin? Not Adam. Sorry, Edwin.
Yeah.
What? I should have asked this beforehand, so sorry for all the viewers. What does my crystal ball that I have, like, what does it gain? Or
Crystal ball.
I'm just curious because I just realized I've never asked, and I probably should have.
That's cool. Let me see. I have to find it. I hope it doesn't take me 3 hours. I found it. You can use observation to search for clues. So
Okay.
if you can find, and the way these items work, if you can justify it in story how this item could help you, even if it's kind of far-fetched, if it could be justified, then you can use it.
So since I definitely haven't rolled yet, I'm suddenly not feeling lucky, and let's 0 successes.
All right. Do you wish to push the roll, or are you going to take it?
I'm gonna push the roll.
All right, go ahead and do it. Take a mental condition.
I'm gonna start feeling a little hopeless.
All right.
Got a success. There we go.
Beautiful. All right, so just as it takes you a hot second, maybe even an hour or so, you guys are engrossed with this book that just started flying. And Ulkira, you're determined, even though you're having no success. You see Kassan's eyes start getting big, and you see him just constantly wiping his face and just getting flustered with the whole thing. But then all of a sudden, his whole body tenses up and he jumps a little. As Kassan, you flip to a page and you see that one of the pages has been completely scratched out, just utterly, and just halfway coated. It looks like it could be in some kind of either red ink or some kind of pastel or something, but there's a long letter written on one of the pages, and it says in very delicate handwriting, it says, "O Theodore, your lips firm and gentle as your smile. The brilliance that gleams from behind the glasses upon your nose makes me squint and seek refuge from the light and in it. How long my soul has ached for one such as yours. I can bear the secret no longer. You must know I have always loved you, and I promise you a world of love and power beyond your wildest dreams, which is far more than that girl could ever give you. Please give me a chance to show you what my love can mean for you. We'd be so perfect, so happy." And the signature is just the letter K.
He's gonna look over at Ulkira and just, is the name Theodore in those records?
Yes, it is. And then I go look at the records, and what was it again? He was killed.
Next to Theodore's name was missing, presumed dead.
So he's gonna
Kassan that.
bring over the book next to the scrolls, and just kind of show this. And then, what was the letter? It was signed
K.
as
K.
K. Is there any from Theodore down? Is there any of them that start with K?
I look. Is there?
Yep, it was Theodore Iverson, missing, presumed dead. Linnea Elphiclint, missing, presumed dead. Kelva Liliecci, missing, hiding like the snake she is.
Oh.
I stop, and I just point to that one. Well, that one.
That,
But that's probably no one. Clearly, they would be hard to find, so. It's just a love letter. It's probably nothing. What else is in that book?
not a bit much else, though I have my questions about what this is written on.
Oh, I will say, let me see. Oh yeah. Both of you, go ahead and make a, let me see, what are we going to call this? We're going to call this a, hold on, I'm trying to find the adequate skill for what I'm trying to punish you with. I mean, one sec. Okay.
Punish us? What have we done?
This is going to be, I know I'm using this skill a lot. No, wait, this won't be for, let me see. Okay. Force physique.
Hey, okay.
Both of us?
Yep.
2 successes.
Excellent.
0.
All right. So, let me see. I could be. All right. Certain skills, you can use your extra successes to help another player who has failed the same test. So, you're good. While reading over this, the text, it makes less and less sense the more you scour it. You start to question everything in your life. This woman or this man, whoever wrote this, they were just, you can't tell if it's madness or they saw things no one else could, but you start to feel almost a fatigue come over you. But you remain steady.
So, do you think this whole book was written by this K?
No, this was clearly marked over. If I had to guess, Theodore liked this book, was common perusing it, and K. He kind of glances at the name but doesn't look, doesn't say anything. Wanted him to see this, so she decided to make this page her own, or his own. I'll make judgments.
Well, you know, the name Linnea is familiar to me, actually. That is the woman that told me about the society.
Linnea?
She is, in fact, not dead. She's in another place.
Did she tell you about anyone else?
No, she told me that I would find others like me and I would know them, presumably you all. Presumably, and that's it. That's all I got. And she mentioned a lot about the Vaesen, and that is it.
Forgive me for, this is going to sound weird, was she attractive?
Dependent upon your taste.
Fair point. And he kind of points to the what she could never give you. Perhaps this. Perhaps, what was her name? Linnea? Linnea, that was so off. Perhaps Linnea is the she.
Did you just invent what she looked like?
This 70, 80-year-old woman.
Is she cute though?
Yeah. Go ahead, Edwin. Sorry.
You're good. All right, so August, what are you up to now after having snooped and found Floki and
After not finding my friends to talk to, I would go. I actually would make my way to the
Give me
library.
that.
I would go just exploring more of the castle.
All right, and sure enough, you know exactly where the library is. You start heading towards there. You start to feel as you cross away from the darkness, more into the lit parts of the hallway that are actively meant for living. You start to feel this eeriness, like you're being watched, and you look every which way. You see nothing, but you can't shake it for the entirety of the hallway. And as you start walking back from Floki's room, you see the hall in front of you start to fill with fog, creeping in and slowly drifting towards you. Just filling the entire floor of the hallway. What do you do?
Floki? Floki?
Floki, you don't hear anything.
As I start to go forward.
Alright, you do so. And the fog around your shins and your ankles, it just feels ice cold. And you start shivering as you progress further down the hallway. You're going to take, let me see, this will be, yeah, the cold starts creeping in. Do you progress down the hallway? It's becoming extremely uncomfortable, this cold. Do you continue?
Yes.
All right. You take 1 physical damage.
All right.
All right. Oh, apologies. Hold on. Not yet. I have to roll for that. And you will roll. One second. I believe
Would it be physique or precision?
force. You will roll your force.
Force. Okay. Do you roll 1 for physique and 1 for force?
I'm sorry.
Do you roll 1 for physique and 1 for force?
Yes.
1 success.
Ooh, lucky you. So you feel the frost start biting at your fingers, but you press on. You pass first Ulkira's room, you pass the library. You walk past Ulkira's room. You walk past Kassan's and yours, and you turn the corner of the hallway. And you see that the lights that were in the foyer are now dim.
I press on.
You do so. And as you do, you notice, again, it just starts to get warm. And as surely as it started becoming freezing, all of a sudden you're greeted with just, it's still nippy, but a lot more warmth. And the light starts to slowly fade back to bright. And the fog starts to slowly dissipate. And you look around you and everything's normal. You still feel a slight shiver, but
I double back real quick to see, but then I'll head to the library.
all right. You head to the library. You see that Ulkira and Kassan are looking kind of exhausted from their couple hours here.
I don't think we're alone in this castle.
Well, no, Algo's
Oh.
here.
He's lost his voice. Who's it?
Loki's here as well.
Of course not. Algo's here.
Who?
The guy, the castle, the guy.
The forgettable man. Yes.
And then I just keep going. I never look up. I just like.
I believe there's things we can't see, even that we can't see within this castle.
He kind of freezes for a second, like something that would launch a book across the room.
And then I look up.
If they hate books, sure, but no.
What did you see?
That's more what a fog. I was in it. It was freezing. Not to me, of course, but to a lesser man. I pressed on through the ice as it tried to grip me. I get to the halls in the dark. The candles are unlit. Me, not shaken, of course, walks forward, and things are back to normal.
There was fog in the hallway.
I mean, if you want to dumb down the story, yes, there was fog in the hallway. What did you see? I'm guessing a book flew out your hands?
He holds it up and it would not stay in place. And when she reached for it, it decided it didn't want to be in that corner. And he points to the other side of the room, wanted to be in that corner.
Can I just, would you let me grab the book from you?
Yeah, he's not like he'll hand it.
I'll just go and put it in there like this.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
And the book stays in place.
Of course it does.
All right. This is all rather strange. Not as strange as a book falling, but nonetheless, I'll choose to believe you.
No, it really fell. It really fell. And then it flew across the room. And it's got weird. You would actually be a lot of help in this. And then I go over and I pull it back down. And I flip it back open.
All right.
And you would be a lot of help in this. He could help us a lot. And then I start showing you what's going on.
Okay. Huh. Well, it seems Mr. I was popular with the ladies.
Yes, but the rest of it.
The love story? Oh, did you show me the scroll thing too?
No, just the book. I'm just like flipping through because there's nothing going on.
Flipping through these black pages with red ink, it is a really captivating book to look at, August. But
okay.
For the most part, it seems like, as an artist, it seems to you just like philosophy. If anything, glancing through it, you personally, you might be in your head going, "Ah, yes, of course," whether or not you actually understand what they're going on about.
I think it's out loud at this point.
Well,
yes, of course.
Above mediocre writing, but no mystery here.
Oh, but look! I also found this script, and I take him over to the script, and I start going through it, and then I point. This is the woman, the old woman that told me to go find you.
She knew our names.
Well, not exactly. But she told me someone was waiting for me outside, and then you were there. So, and she gave me this cloak and a dagger and some other things.
At that point, Kassan is actually also going to point to the name Theodore, Theodore I in the scrolls. And
did you know Theodore?
Me or she?
You, Kassan.
No, haven't had the pleasure.
But why would you know him? Of course, silly question.
What do you get of this? What do you take from this?
There's not. I look at it sincerity again. I take clearly. We were all chosen for a reason, and we must figure out what that reason is exactly. There's clearly a love story here with Mr. Theodore I. And
why was the book so intent on us finding it?
And as you're having this discussion, you might you look outside and notice that the sun has started to set. It's not quite night yet, but it is getting there. Probably around somewhere like 5 or 6 o'clock.
August. Which way was the fog?
Back towards Floki's room.
I'll investigate and see if I can see it
careful.
going on, or of course.
You find yourself getting too cold, just remember that August got through it, and that should inspire you to.
He kind of acts like, fair point. And he goes down towards the. Took it the exact opposite way he meant. Oh, yeah, he's gonna start heading down that way.
I pick up all the scroll in the book. I kind of get them in my arms. I'm just gonna take these to my room and continue to pour over them. Thank you for your help.
We should look over them in the kitchen because I am starving and I don't want to go. I'm hungry and you should eat too.
Funny you mentioned that because when he comes
Well,
Floki has been cooking in his room now.
Well, let me drop these in my room then, and then we can find the kitchen, I suppose.
Yes, I don't think we've eaten all day.
All right. So, by the way, August, did you take those glasses off her desk when you were in there?
Yeah, I picked them up and I like kind of inspected them and then I put it back.
Okay. I was just wondering for consistency. All right. So, Achille, you enter your room, and this is your first time actually stopping to really give it a look over. And frankly, for someone born inside, or sorry, not born, living inside asylum walls for so long, actually, I'll leave it up to you. How does Ulkira feel about this dark aesthetic? The tapestries up in the... It's got a vibe to it. A secretive vibe to it.
Ideal vibe.
All right, wonderful.
Good aesthetic.
So yeah, you see a large portion of your room has a curved bookshelf up against it, and you have a single desk up against another side that has a set of round-framed black spectacles on it. And you see a single bed, by the way. I didn't mention that last time, but there is indeed
I was curious.
a much, much nicer bed than you have ever touched your back with in your entire life.
Well, I go sit the books down on the desk, and I'm just looking around, and I go to the bookshelf and kind of just look over lightly all the titles, not so much researching, just kind of the way I do books in real life, and kind of just look over them. And then I notice the glasses, and I pick them up and kind of inspect them.
I thought the glasses were in my room.
That's what I remember.
Oh, they were in Kassan's room. My apologies.
I was curious, but I was like, I'm going to roll with it.
No, I had intended for them to be in Ulkira's, not Kassan's. I apologize for the...
All right, retcon. They're in Ulkira's.
It's
They're
canon
my
now.
plot line now.
Yeah, right. Hold on, let me... Okay, so...
Real quick.
I'm in.
Were you wanting to take that 10-minute break? You mentioned at about an hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's... Yes, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And thank you all for tuning in. See you soon.
And then there were two.
The comment, thank God I have to poop.
Someone watching?
Yeah, it's mostly just our friends.
That's funny.
That's still great, though. Yeah, whopping 6 viewers. Fuck it. That still counts.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Alright, I guess I'll take advantage of this break as well. Okay, so 11:03, calling it at about 11:12, 11:13.
And there was one.
Our audio isn't muted. That's I was just reading the comments.
Okay.
All right, audio is on. Stream is back on. We are streaming.
Did you miss us? Don't worry.
What kind of a question was that? Of course you did.
Adam, please quit dabbing on
well-
this stream.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope both of you had a good break. Let's get back into it. You got to throw shade at yourself before anyone else can. All right.
Hey!
So, Ulkira, you were in your room. You just set the scroll and books down, your notes, and you picked up these glasses, and etched on the inside, you saw the same as August did. They have the inscription Theodore I. Could you roll me a vigilance check?
What would vigilance fall? Never mind. Found it. My bad. One success.
Beautiful. All right, so on the success, you notice as you're moving the glasses in your hand, at a certain point, they reflect the light from the candles, which is normal in of itself, except the light it reflects is extremely bright. And when you hold the glasses a bit from you and you catch that light, you see it's forming a beam. But no matter which way you turn the glasses, it's either forming that beam or none of that light's reflecting it at all.
Okay, wait. I'm confused.
So, you know, turning them around, the lens catches the light, and instead of just reflecting, like, just a burst of light, like, on the lens like normal, it's a directed beam coming from it. And when you turn it slightly, it's not reflecting the light. The beam's gone. But when you turn it again, the beam is reflecting, and it is pointing directly outside your door. And it's not refracting or reflecting properly. It shouldn't be angled the way it is. No matter where you move the glasses, the beam adjusts and points out your door.
I put them on.
You put them on, and immediately you hear a voice that says in your head, "I always knew you would return."
I'm just confused. I don't say anything back because it's in my head. But I think, can I hear my thoughts?
There's no response to that particular thought. And I'd say I'd make you roll a fear test, but frankly, after having been turned invisible, I feel like hearing a voice in your head wouldn't be enough to make you terrified. Like, where would you flee? But nonetheless, it is jarring.
Definitely.
And even while on your head, when you angle your head so that the light reflects off of them, it kind of blinds the crap out of your eye, but the beam still points out your doorway.
I just say out loud really quietly because it's probably how I practice talking to things no one else can hear while in the asylum. Who are you?
Oh, please don't play games with me. We both know what you've come for.
Could you enlighten me?
Silence.
Or at least give me some indication of what you are.
At that sentence, all of a sudden, the glasses start burning extremely hot, as if placed on a stovetop, and they start burning on your face.
And I just take them off.
Alright, you take them off, and they're not hot in your fingers. Like, the metal is cool to the touch. Lord of the Rings, One Ring style. It's, even though it was burning on your head, it's completely cool in your hands.
If she screamed, I'd run in, because I was just outside the door.
You did hear her scream, yeah. And immediately August comes bursting in.
I don't acknowledge him. I hold the glasses up and just kind of look through them, like, away from my head, you know, like you do with glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
I don't answer him. I just continue to look around the room like that.
All right. And again, August, you can see it too now. The beam, just a really clear directed beam of light every time the light catches it. And at first it goes straight to your chest, but when you move out of the way, the beam's just going through the door.
I'm just watching this action. No.
I'm still trying to see if there's anything else weird. Or when I just whisper at the glasses, anything else you'd like to say? You want to tell him something?
I was just seeing if you were okay.
Shh. And then I just put my ear a little closer, and then I put them on again.
And once again, immediately they start burning hot on your face.
Can I see anything out of them, though, different than I could before?
All right, I'm going to say, for the sake of resisting the burn of the glasses against your skin, that sounds like a force physique roll.
Why is it always force?
It's pure pain. You know what? I'll throw you a bone. Oh, did you roll it already?
Well, I rolled 2 of them. What else?
I was going to throw you a bone and say, you can use vigilance logic if you'd like.
Well, I'll roll a couple more then. Still nothing. So
All right. Would you like to push it, or are you going to take it?
No, I'll just take it.
All right. You take one physical condition. You're trying to glance around the room, and you do see, when you move the glasses towards the bookshelf, you don't see the books. There's no books, just bookshelf. And then immediately you have to take them off and fling them off. Take yourself a condition.
Another physical condition?
Physical or mental.
Okay, because I already took. Did I take one from that already, or is this like?
Oh, sorry. Did I say that already? No, sorry. No, just the one you took from the failed roll.
Okay,
I
was
apologize.
Like, okay, I was here for it. I was like,
yes,
well,
you take 3 conditions. The glasses are very hot. All right.
I may cut out real quick.
Sure thing.
My internet's going bad, so I gotta Ethernet it real quick.
You're okay. All right, so Floki, you've been hearing all this commotion. Have you just been like cooking yourself a nice hot meal in your room while hearing these people talking, the occasional scream down the hallway?
Well, I was actually trying to cook enough for everybody.
Before the murder.
Well, I'll say as you're cooking, what are you cooking? Is it some of that game you had from the other night?
Some of the boar that I had left over that I was going to take home.
So you do so.
But then I ended up here.
All right. So do you take yourself your own meal? Do you take a bite or two tasting it? What's your deal with cooking? What's his cooking process?
Yeah, I mean he'll take a little bite to make sure that it's seasoned good, and you know.
And you know what a squishy bite it is. In fact, not just a squishy bite, a wriggly bite. In fact, you feel a bunch of things wriggling in your mouth. And you spit out a mouthful of maggots back onto the pan next to the food, and they're just writhing and wriggling. And a couple like are on your beard, and you have to like pick them out a bit.
What the hell?
And as you look back up from coughing and saying that, you see the bunch of spit up chunks of partially chewed meat on the pan. And then you hear Ulkira's scream down the hallway.
I think I'd probably take off down the hallway after having maggots in my mouth and then hearing a scream. I'm going to make sure nobody else is swallowing maggots. So, just knife out, just taking off down the hallway.
August, you hear footsteps smacking on the stone behind you, and you turn around and Floki's in the doorway with a knife in hand. And Floki, you just see glasses on the ground.
I walk over to the bookshelf and start, kind of touching the books and pulling them off the shelf one by one.
As you're doing so, the bookshelf is just rocking back and forth as if it's barely staying there.
I grab the bookshelf and try to pull it down, and when it can't come, I turn around and I just look at both of them and I go, "Help me. Help me."
All right.
Floki,
After you.
do you really say that? I'll go.
Yeah, I will gladly help, but I'm not going to let you coerce me, swindle me into doing all the work.
All right, so there's a lot of dust and a lot of old. You don't know if it's rust or just the fact it's an ancient place, but the bookshelf does take quite a bit of shoving. But it sounds more hollow than any bookshelf should. And you realize as you push it, there are tracks to the left of the shelf. And the shelf just starts sliding along them. And it pushes aside, revealing a small, about 10 by 10 or so room, whose walls are made entirely of bookshelves, lined with old, dusty tomes. And that's all you can peek from just in this doorway. Do you go in?
Not it.
Because there's a lot of dust.
Yeah.
I don't stop. What's this? And then I just go in.
I
Is this
guess-
a normal contraption? Do you guys? Is this? Is this how doors work now?
I've never seen anything like it.
I
Just
continue.
look over at August. You ever seen anything like this?
Not recently.
But you have before. My accent
What do you
changed
see?
there.
I just start looking through all the books and is there anything else in the room?
So walking into the room, yeah, tucked in the corner of two shelves is a writing desk, coated in dust, a blackish and brown, a black ink stain and a brownish stain. No papers or books of any kind on the desk. Looking at the books, they're all bound in either extremely simple or extremely exotic coverings that make the one you found in the library look like a kid's book. Most of them are written in different languages, almost none of which you can grasp the origin of. Many of them contain elegant golden or black runes etched into them. And as you look around and wonder, your eyes hover over a plaque above the bookshelf entrance. It says, "Men die, knowledge prevails."
I go over to the desk and I touch the stain that you mentioned to
You
see if it's like liquidy or if it's just like.
you touch the stain, and immediately you feel an ice-cold shiver go up your spine, up through your arm, into your spine. And let me see this. All right. So, actually, yeah, that's it for now.
The glasses. And then I go get the glasses.
All right, you do so, and you have the glasses on your person now.
And then I come back in and I hold them out again to look for a beam of light.
Just from whatever candle one of you might be holding, the beam does reflect out of the room, like directly at the doorway.
Like to go back out of the room completely.
I said we follow the trail.
But these books, it showed me the doorway.
Hey, where's Cass?
But the beam seems to tell us to go elsewhere.
Just realized he's not in here.
Kassan,
but-
where are you at the moment?
At this point, I'm not actually sure because he was definitely going to
Of course,
Like, check
Floki's
out
room, the fog.
the icy mist, and if that didn't happen, he was probably just going back to his room.
Oh no, that's wonderful. If you were last we saw you, you were walking out to the hallway to explore the fog August had claimed to see. Yes.
Correct.
All right. You walk out into the foyer, and all seems fine. All seems normal. Until you start to feel a wariness creeping upon you. Go ahead and make a a force or vigilance check.
Oh, definitely going force. 1 success.
1 success. All right. As you walk in and you start just looking around, and your eyes stop on the Ouroboros tapestry hanging above the stairwell, and all of a sudden your eyes start to get really heavy, and you just have the most overwhelming urge to sleep. You have trouble keeping your eyes open. Do you try to power through and stay awake, or do you walk to your bedroom and just give in to
He
it?
tries to power through. If someone wants him to go to sleep, he wants to see why.
All right. Well, you never figure out how successful you are because you black out at that moment. Meanwhile, what's the rest of the gang up to?
Cool.
I'm holding the glasses, and I just say, I'm going to try again, and then I put them on.
All right, you put them on.
Try what again?
I'm not sure entirely.
All right.
Screams, they fall. She picks them up.
All right, so you put on the glasses, and immediately, 1 second.
Oh, suspense.
He says, the voice does speak in your head again, and it says, "You really thought to come back, didn't you, witch? You haven't taken enough from me. Now you have to take away the only other thing I held dear. Oh, how sweet it is that you would come straight to me when I have so much to say." And Ulkira, I would like you to roll a force or vigilance.
I'm going to roll vigilance, because my force is shit. Delete this. None.
All right,
I'm
do you
going to
push?
push it.
All right, take a condition.
Okay, I'm frightened, or I'm angry now, I guess. Yeah. Alright, and does that mean I roll all of it again, or I just roll one more time? Sorry.
Roll all the failed dice again. Anything you didn't get a success on, roll it again.
Okay, still failed, so...
What are the odds?
All right, so
Hey.
well, there's a place in the book where they tell you actually. Ulkira, as he says this, the glasses again, they start burning white hot into your head, and you go to pull them off, but they just won't. They're just stuck there. And
Yeah. So this is the part she screams. Now she takes them off.
you both just watch her frozen with her hands on these glasses that are on her face.
She ain't taking them
Let's see
off.
something.
What do you want? What
And
do you want to say?
And then, Ulkira, you scream this, and you hear yourself scream it, you see yourself scream it, but Floki and August, she does nothing. She's just standing there until you see her slowly pull something from her robes, and as the closest person to her, she turns around and her knife comes flying up at August's stomach.
Be like that sometimes.
Now, Kassan,
Oh no!
Hey,
you find yourself once
Murder
again
starts early.
in a familiar scene, as you do any other night that you can sleep. You're standing in a wide green field. In the distance, in one direction, you see a collection of thatched rooftops with chimney smoke rising from them. In the other, you see a dense cluster of forest, and Castle Eulenkreuz rising up just above them. Apparently now a permanent fixation in this recurring nightmare.
wonderful. Let's add to my trauma.
However, the field around you is empty, serene, peaceful. And you hear a voice next to you say, "Nice, isn't it?" And it's not a voice you recognize. You turn, and you see standing next to you, where normally Yosef is standing gazing at the field with you, it's a scrawny, pale-skinned gentleman with short, dark hair that contrasts his intelligent, striking blue eyes. Atop his slender, pointed nose sit a pair of round, black-framed spectacles. You can see the front of his white button-up shirt is saturated, red blood pouring from some unseen stomach wound, and it's just actively spreading over his stomach, but he pays it no mind. He just stares ahead at Eulenkreuz, almost wistful. He says, I loved it so much. I loved the people so much. It was so wonderful and exciting, so much adventure to be had. We were going to be heroes. And he turns to you and says, I'm sure a soldier would understand that feeling, yes?
Theodore?
Huh. No one said that to me in such a long time. I knew it was my name, but I'd almost forgotten.
What happened to you?
Ah, a price. Just like with any rise to greatness. Everyone's fighting and clawing their way up, all while the others around crawl and claw with equal
Like
ferocity.
The snakes they are.
Precisely. And you see pain in his face as he looks back off in the distance as you say that.
What did you do?
She couldn't have what she wanted, so nobody could.
He kind of glances at the gut wound and just, I see.
And it wasn't even the betrayal, it was... The society was everything. We built it. We built it back after it had fallen so many times. The three of us were going to be the founders. We were going to be the heroes of those with the sight of all Thursday's children. It was such a romantic story we told ourselves.
Being a hero isn't exactly, easy, is it?
No. And you know, if it weren't for losing all of it, if it weren't for the end of the society, I could almost still say it was worth it.
Then I have good news, friend. Society's not over. One of you lives.
I'm afraid you're mistaken, friend. We all died long ago.
What was her name?
And as you ask that, the entire world around you violently shakes. And
What's going on?
You look down and you see your feet slowly sinking into the grass as if it's mud. Meanwhile, Ulkira, I need you to roll a close combat roll.
It's okay. It's fine.
No, I'm actually have that one.
Oh, that's not good!
Alright, and because you have a dagger, you get... What is it? So many stats. Oh, here we go. You get +1 die to the roll.
1 success.
Alright. And meanwhile, August. Hold on.
That's enough.
This is my first time...
I know, but maybe it's gonna work the other way, Adam.
It's fine. It'll be great. I'll mute myself.
Shoot. I actually don't know this one. I'm going to look up the rules later, so apologies to anyone who knows it if I am incorrect. I'm going to say, in the meantime, August, you can go ahead and roll a agility physique to try and avoid the hit. Oh, your sound is off, by the way, in case you didn't know. There we go.
2 successes.
2 successes! Alright. So, you see immediately Ulkira comes at you with a knife, and deftly you manage to bring up your arm and just grab her hand. The knife just like midway towards your gut, and she's actively pushing against you.
I'm gonna grab her arm and try to pull it away. And what are you doing?
Glasses!
Go ahead and yeah. What are you trying to do precisely? What's your goal here?
Well, when he says glasses, I'm gonna try to take the glasses off of her face.
All right. So roll an agility physique, Floki and Ulkira.
Fails. All fails.
Same.
All fails. All right. So both of you go ahead and roll them again. We need a tiebreaker.
Fails.
Fails.
Wow. All right. So
One more time.
I still failed.
2 successes.
wow. All right. So you go.
Jeez.
You get your hands around the glasses, and you rip them off of her, and she's still struggling and swinging against you. Ulkira, you go ahead and make a close combat roll. Floki, make agility physique.
What's in the glasses?
I noticed.
1 success.
1 success.
All right. Go ahead.
We're rolling again.
Do it again?
Yeah. Wow, this is what it became. Just pure gambling.
Fails. All the fails.
All fails.
Wowzers! All right, so we're gonna say at this point it's a stalemate. She's bringing her. No, that would count as a miss. Do it one more time, you guys. We need something to happen here. If it doesn't,
all fails.
if it's another tie, we're just gonna do whoever has the higher agility.
All fails.
I have 0.
Or sorry, Ulkira, what's your close combat physique score?
I have 2 on close combat.
All right, and Floki, what's your agility physique?
Agility physique is 4.
All right, so yeah, you dodge the knife. It just swifts past your nose. Meanwhile, Kassan, you are ankle deep in this mud now, and you look at Theodore, and you see just a single tear rolling down his eye. He says, "What are you doing in my home? Have we not been degraded enough?
We're rebuilding it. We're here to restore the order, to rebuild it.
How can you rebuild something you don't understand?" And at this point, the ground's shaking violently again. Go ahead and roll me a vigilance check, Kassan.
That's fine. Success!
All right. So he turns to you, and he says, when the society died, so did the fight to protect ourselves. And there's nothing
Lenora!
I can do. And you snap awake instantly. You're on the cold, hard ground, staring up at the ceiling of the foyer. And the lighting is not what it was, even with the windows coming in. Oh no, sorry, it's about nightfall now. It's actually dark out now. All you have is the chandelier light, which now you've noticed is starting to dim and brighten, and then slowly it just starts dimming completely. And it says, you hear a voice booming around you, echoing. It says, everything worked for, gone! And you just, a huge gust of wind from no determinate source just starts buffeting you. And you're just trying to hold against it. Meanwhile, all right, August, what are you doing? It's your turn.
Man, going for it. All right. Ulkira, you can fight this. We're your friends. You don't want to hurt us.
Seems to me like she does.
Quiet. You can fight this. What do you see?
Go ahead and make an inspiration roll.
That's what I was hoping for.
Put yourself up for that.
And I believe that falls under Empathy.
Yes.
All the dice.
It might.
How many is all the dice?
I have a +5 and a +2.
Nice.
My rolls tonight, I wouldn't even get it then.
That's just statistically impossible.
Right?
One success.
There we
Alright,
go.
there we
That's
go.
all you needed.
All right, so Ulkira, you hear August's voice push through this, even on all this. And by the way, what you're seeing, you're looking around you, it's pitch black. You're still wearing the glasses, as far as you can tell. And the men are no longer in the room with you. But you hear August's voice, and he says, "What do you see?"
Nothing. I see nothing.
And as you say that, you see a figure. You see a woman. She darts past, and she stops, and she looks left and right in your room. And she creeps off into the hidden library. And for what it's worth, this woman seems very familiar.
So I see her go. Sorry, I see her in my room, and then so I see my room.
Yeah, she
and-
looks like she straight up came out the hallway and she's peeking around your room, sneaking, like clearly. And then she sneaks into your room and walks straight in. And you see her, even though the bookshelf is already pushed aside, you see her still do the motion of pushing it aside, and she slinks in.
Who are you? Who are you? Look, get her. She's coming. She's where? Who are you?
What? Who? What? We don't. What's going on here?
Yeah, August, you hear her screaming all of these things. And Ulkira, the woman, stops, and she turns to you, and you lock eyes for a moment.
Who are?
And a realization creeps upon you. And just like that, the vision's gone. You snap to, you're standing in the room with August and Floki, and you have a knife in your hand. And as soon as you do, all of you just hear this thunderous roar coming from the foyer. It sounds like lightning cracking, but from inside. Meanwhile, Kassan, you're being buffeted back and forth, and you're holding your hand over your eyes, and you look up, and floating about 20 feet in the air, almost touching the chandelier, is Theodore. He's standing, but blood just actively drips from the wound in his stomach onto the floor. You see the blood drops onto the carpet. And he says, "The society dies with me. It dies with me!" And you try to scream back at him, and your words just get lost in the wind. Meanwhile, what are you guys doing in the room?
I hear a roar. I'm going to see what it was.
Yeah, Floki, leave the way. What did as we're going, what'd you see?
You're asking me that?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a woman. I saw she was, and I just can't even finish the sentence.
I'd run to the library.
All right, you run to the library?
Yes.
Okay, so where are the other two gone?
Wait, no, I don't go to the library. The scroll. I go to your scroll. That's what I'm going to.
Oh, the scroll that I have
Yeah.
like in the room. Okay, cool.
Then I run to that.
All right, you run to the scroll on the desk. What are the other two doing?
I'm still running towards where I think the roar came from.
Okay, and Ulkira, what are you doing?
I'm still stopped. I'm looking everywhere for who I saw.
All right, in the room in that occult library, there's still no one. It's empty.
I start looking. I start like pulling books off and making a mess and
All
just
right.
trying to.
Give me an investigation logic roll. All right. Meanwhile, Floki, you start running towards the hallway, but it gets harder as you do. You feel yourself being pushed backwards and actively having to walk into the foyer as this wind's trying to blast you away. Give me a Calling for it again. A force physique roll for pure raw strength to push through.
Just think of well, since you said that, that was no successes. I'm going to push.
All right.
Roll.
Now think of August.
Yeah. See, now that you said that, now I'm going to think of August and succeed right here with no successes.
All right. So you actually are pushed backwards. You flop over. You take a condition, mental or physical, as you are thrown backwards, spiraling and rolling across the ground. And it takes a few tries, but you do manage to stand up and power your way through eventually. And you see Kassan just standing there, holding against the wind, and you look up, and you see what can only be assumed to be a literal ghost floating in the air. Kassan, I'll say you don't have to roll fear because you saw this man in your nightmares already, so you're not as jarred by it. Floki, give me a fear test. Use either logic or empathy.
We're going to go with logic because it's one higher. No successes.
All right. So you can choose to either flee in fear, freeze, faint, or just attack the random nearest person.
I think I'm gonna freeze.
All right.
Just
All right. Even in the wind, like you're dedicating all your whatever muscle energy you can concentrate to use to just stand there, staring in awe, unable to move. August, Ulkira.
One success.
One success. All right. Looking through the room. Where is it?
And underneath my breath, I'm just whispering, she can't be here. She can't be here. That's not possible.
One moment.
Well, I'm just continuing to pull books from shelves, throw them around, and
Who
fill
can't be
space
here?
while my GM.
All right. So you see, you said you have a success. Excellent. So you did immediately pure adrenaline, pure focus. You saw where she was headed in the room. You saw the direction she had been facing before you called out to her. And you run inside and you just start digging, throwing things around. And there you see it. You don't know how you know it, but you know it's her handwriting. And you pick it up and you say, I faced the ultimate betrayal. I can take it no longer. I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her and he'll finally be mine. Tonight's the night that it happens. And it is the same handwriting as K from the love letter. And then flipping through some more pages, you see another one that's coated like an old bloodstains. It has like fingerprints on it in blood. And it says, I failed. How could I do this? I've ruined everything.
It's the same handwriting you said?
Mm-hmm. Still her handwriting. It says, she escaped, but I will find her no matter how long it takes. I will, and it just the handwriting becomes more and more just scritchy and frantic until at some point she's just scribbling random madness. Meanwhile, August, you're going through the scroll?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, at the top it says, Society for Studies of the Invisibles and Protection of Mankind.
I was looking for the names from earlier.
Yes, the names. You have Theodore Iverson, missing, presumed dead. Linnea Elphaclint, missing, presumed dead. Kelva Liliecci, missing, hiding like the snake she is.
Kelva Liliecci?
Yes.
All right. Can I just ask you if I need to recall those names?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans. I do that. Where are the glasses?
And I'm just still standing there looking down at it.
Yeah, August, you just see her back.
Do you have the wait here! Wait, we said you saw someone.
Yeah.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. This way. I don't know.
Floki!
Voice break is.
Floki! Kassan!
That's part of it.
All right, so meanwhile, in the room, you guys both start feeling an extreme cold biting in the room. You see frost climbing up the walls and forming, and the wind is just starting. At first, it was just buffeting and blasting against you, but now it's yanking and pulling you just randomly, like a tornado that just keeps changing directions. And I'm going to need Floki and Kassan to make another physique force test. Meanwhile, August, you're running towards them in the foyer?
Yeah. Floki!
You come in, and immediately you two are also buffeted by the strong winds. Give me a force physique test to try to run towards them.
I'm 0 successes. I'm gonna push.
Do it.
1 success.
All right, excellent. Oh, I'm supposed to roll.
Didn't you already push this game?
Can I only push once per game?
Oh, no, you can push any roll.
As long
Oh,
as,
I
It
was
just
gonna
gives you a
do-
condition.
Oh, okay, great.
you
My
just get a
brain
condition.
broke.
As long as you're
No
not like down
success.
or broken.
4 successes.
Holy crap!
The first roll was I can do 5 with force. First roll was 4 1s and a 2. This was 4 6s and a 2.
Holy crap!
Adam just becomes the storm.
All right, so August, you see Floki you see his back as he's just staring upward at something. You start trying to push through the wind, and your feet slip out from under you, and you smash your knees against the cold, hard ground. You take a condition, but nonetheless, you manage to stand up, and you get over to Floki, just enough to get a hand on his shoulder, and you look up, and you see the spectral figure floating 20 feet in the air. Now you're making me a fear test. You can use either... What was it?
He's gonna use empathy. His
I
logic
was
is
about to say
what
logic or empathy.
Yeah, logic or empathy.
I'm a man of empathy.
we know.
All right. Tore my book. That's
Edwin, out of character, can you do me a favor really quickly and check your message from me? I just had a quick question.
for sure.
The last one. The other ones were just theories.
I'll say that is completely up to you. You do not have to.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was like something
No, I'm not trying to edge you on. I just put the things there, you know?
Okay, cool. Okay, sorry.
All right. So yeah. August, what's your roll looking like?
No success.
All right. Do you flee in panic? Do you freeze?
What's pushing the roll do?
You take a condition and you re-roll all your failures.
In this case, it would be a mental condition.
It would be a mental. Let me see.
For
I
fear.
took a-
Yeah. No, for the. Yes, it would be a mental. Thank you. Yes.
I'd be angry. Okay, forget it. I'm doing it.
And don't let me forget, you get minus dice for the conditions you have. I keep forgetting about that. It's all right. That was my bad for forgetting that. That's the whole point of them. So if you have a mental condition and you do a mental skill, you get a -1 to it.
Okay.
-1 die. Wait, do I get the -1 now or after?
Yes.
Then never mind. I have failed.
All right. Or no, sorry. You get the -1 after the push.
And then there was one
Like
after the push.
When you push, you just re-roll whatever failed dice you rolled.
Oh, then there was one.
And then after the roll, you get the condition, correct?
Yes.
I done failed.
All right. All right. So August, do you flee, faint, or freeze, or attack someone?
Sorry, Floki. I faint in his arms.
I'm here to.
All I can imagine is Arwen from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh,
Just
perfect.
All right. So you guys passed your tests against that effect, right? Floki and Kassan? Against the freezing? Yeah. Floki, you had a success, I believe you said.
yes.
Okay, so the room starts freezing and you feel the cold biting at you and still nothing. And Theodore yells, he screams, everything gone, taken by what? I keep losing my accent. Taken by one, The charter is empty for decades. We have nothing to show. And you just feel the buffeting harder and harder. And at this point, it's all up to you guys. What are you doing?
Can I speak, or is it still going to be blowing it away?
You can always try.
Okay, he's just going to be...
Sure, I'm still frozen in fear.
Then help us rebuild it! Help us fill the charter! It is not dead unless you accept it as so!
He, for the first time floating in the air, he looks down at you and says, I am dead!
And yet you do this! Clearly your life, your spirit is not done.
Interesting. I'm gonna say, roll me an inspiration.
You silver-tongued bard, you.
Yeah, I'm secretly a bard in this game.
No successes.
Oh,
He's
never
secretly a
mind.
bard in real life.
Alright. Yeah, he's not...
Oh wait, I should have even taken one away from that, so...
It's all good. Alright, Ulkira, what are you doing now?
I hear everything going on, and I grab the glasses from the ground, and I toss the book onto the desk, and I try to get the beam back, and I run out to where they are. Because I don't know where... Is the beam leading to the foyer?
The beam's leading out the door.
I follow it out the door, at least.
Alright, and you find that whenever you try to lead it away from the source of light, you lose it, so you keep the candle with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the gusts of winds aren't affecting this part of the hallway so far. So actually, you managed to follow the beam and just letting it just occasionally crossing with the light. You managed to slowly make a path towards wherever it's trying to show you. And you... Oh, sorry, no. Situation's changed. It does, in fact, guide you to the foyer. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Damn, I'm the worst GM. I'm reading the wrong thing again. Apologies. Okay, it leads you down hallways that become progressively darker and darker. None of these are lit. More of the nailed shut doorways. And you come to a room that has... you see the door frame has a cross etched in ash on either side of it. And looking inside, the glasses are pointing directly at a corpse laying against the other side of the room. And you... Sorry, my notes are all messed up here. The corpse has a single arm draped over what seems like a notebook in one hand. That's bloodstained. In the other hand, a quill with ink spilled on the ground around where it's on the floor.
I stand in the doorway, and I kind of lean out and look down the hallway both ways. August? Kassan? Other one? And then I guess can I still hear them screaming, or have I just like...
Oh, you can't hear anything this far back in the castle, no.
Cool. I kind of continue to look at it. Are you really dead, or are you faking? And I look at the beam again to see if that's where it's going, and I try to get it to go somewhere else.
The beam just points directly at the center of its forehead.
Kind of hold him out and try to do that again, and it doesn't. I know it won't work. Got it. And I put the glasses in my pocket, and I get out my dagger. I'm assuming I still have it.
You do?
And I have the candle in my other hand, and I just slowly inch towards the corpse.
You do so, and this time, even though the glasses aren't on your face, you feel them growing hot, just at your side.
I'm still gonna just keep inching towards this thing, very, very hesitantly.
Nothing happens. You inch towards it, all is silent.
I push my dagger out and poke it.
Doesn't move.
I poke the journal.
Nothing happens.
I stab the journal and pull it back to me.
Tom Riddle appears and says, "What have you done?" No. You rake the journal over to you. And inside, looking at just the page, you see that this was a new journal. It hasn't been written in. Whoever this was clearly just grabbed it and started scrawling. And it just says, "We've been betrayed." And the line just kind of scrawls off the page as if they lost consciousness just after that first sentence.
I look at it. So you must be Theodore. Pleasure to meet you in the flesh.
The corpse just gazes onward, wordlessly.
Then I look around the rest of the room a little bit.
This room doesn't have much in it. It just seems like an old storage room that this person had tried to seek refuge in, clearly. All the meanwhile, the glasses just burn hot in your pocket every time you cross near the corpse, anywhere near him.
I take them out and hold them.
And the beam, once again, pointing towards the head until you get the glasses close to it. Then the beam goes away.
I put the glasses on the corpse.
You do so. And nothing happens. At first. Then the corpse's finger twitches.
I back away.
Alright, you back away and you slink into a corner.
Yes.
Roll a fear test, logic or empathy.
I fail greatly.
Alright, do you freeze, flee, faint, or attack?
I'm just gonna freeze, because I want to see what happens.
You do so. The corpse slowly stands to its feet. And it turns and looks at you. It has no eyes. It's pretty much not, it's not a corpse so much as just a skeleton at this point. And it looks at you and then turns away and begins walking down the hallway. Meanwhile, in the foyer where winds are buffeting and blasting everyone around,
and August is unconscious.
yeah, in the meantime, it's just getting worse to here. The temperature keeps dropping. Yeah, I'm going to say everybody go ahead and roll one of those for Floki, Kassan, and August. Roll physique force.
And then because I'm exhausted, that'll be 2 successes.
All right.
No successes.
All right. So, Floki, you feel just freezing there in fear. August just fainted against you. You're unable to warm yourself, and you just feel the cold creeping up your fingers and your legs. You take another point of you take another condition.
That physical condition or
physical.
mental?
Yes.
Okay. Oh goodness.